back in the late 60s and early 70s, wrestling fans, especially women, were really passionate. Selling pictures and programs, I'd get to see the same people over and over again, and you'd build up a rapport and, try to get them an autograph here or there. In one particular instance, we had a doubleheader, so to speak, with the AWA coming in with not only the midgets, which ensured that we were going to have a lot more people, but also Andre the Giant. I grabbed the material and went out and started selling and everything and came back in, and there was Andre. And I didn't get near him, and he kind of looked at me and looked down and read Bastien, so I had to put his hand on me and said, give him space. So I just smiled, said hi, and then went on my way. And came back in and out and get pictures and programs more and sell them, etc., etc. Sales were obviously good because the crowd was good. There's one particular lady older lady, I'm 15 at the time, an older lady, always got autographs and always bought pictures, and no matter what I was selling, she bought. So she asked me if I could get Andre's autograph on a picture. And I said, I don't know. She said, I'll make it worthwhile, believe me. As I went back in and out, I had a picture that she had bought and kept it with me, and I went in and out, and you could tell not to disturb him, and I didn't. And towards the end of the evening, she was waiting, and I told her, okay, one last time, I'll see. So I went in there, and I had the picture along with the other things, and Andre looked at me, said, who are you, type of thing, and before I had a chance to say it, one of the wrestlers says, he sells the merchandise for us, the pictures and posters and everything. He said, you're the one who gives me big money, in his voice. And I just sort of smiled, and he said, you're a good boy, you're a good boy. He was shaking in my boots, and it was so exciting. And he asked me what I had, and I had a picture, and he said, you want my autograph? And I said, yes, please. But I said, would put my girlfriend's name on it and, sign it, and he did. So I went back out, gave it to her. She gave me a nice big hug and kiss, and I thought, okay, well, that was it. Went off to finish the evening. At the end of the evening, as I was leaving, I heard a honk, and there she was in her car with her two kids, and said she'd give me a ride home. So we chatted, and that was nice, and we got near, and I told her where I lived, and so she went down the back lane. And as we stopped near my house, two kids were in the back sleeping, and she said, now I want to thank you. And before I had a chance to say anything, she leaned forward and gave me a big, nice kiss. Well, 15-year-old, a very attractive woman giving you a kiss, that's a pretty good deal. And she smiled at me, she said, close my eyes, and I did. And she then performed oral sex on me. I was so excited, obviously. I didn't last very long. But I left that car with a smile on my face, went into the house. My mother said, you got a lot of money, you got a big smile. And I said, yeah, it was a good night.
Wrestling Grandpa coming with the fire. Literally, not just figuratively. Wrestling Grandpa has been calling this show and leaving his stories of wrestling tales for a couple of months now. His first one was just like, hey, I used to sell the magazines. And I was like, all right, I'm going to put Wrestling Grandpa on because Wrestling Grandpa has been around, and I just think it's cool that he was selling magazines. And I encouraged him. I said, let's hear some of your stories from wrestling past. You must have so many stories. And then so he started calling in. And eventually it gets to this one, which, how is this not the lead story, Wrestling Grandpa? Andre the Giant helping you out. Now, this was, the 60s or the 70s? And I don't know the age consents. And I even thought about, do I even play this? But this is a story. I'm not sitting here championing it. Wrestling Grandpa is. He had the greatest time of his life. But these are the kind of stories that happen because of professional wrestling. And I'm grateful to get stories of the Attitude Era, the 2000s, the early 2010s, even now. But I always love stories from my childhood era and even before. So it's not every day we're going to get an Andre the Giant story. And it's not every day we're going to get I received oral sex because of Andre the Giant from a single mother of two who always loved going to the wrestling shows. I look forward to the next one. Hey, thanks for watching. That call was part of a whole podcast called Wrestling Anonymous. Listen to the whole thing weekly wherever you listen to your podcast. Go subscribe. And while you're at it, subscribe right here on YouTube to Colt Cabana's channel. Thank you.